Hi, this is Emmy from the Origin Builder team. Today we'll be showcasing the new features of Origin Builder that we've been building over the last few weeks. So most of you have asked for opt-in forms, so for the past couple of weeks we've been working really hard on that. And I'm happy to let you know that we've made it possible to create opt-in forms that let you collect more leads. We've also made a lot of integrations, which we'll go into detail in later. And something else we've also added are front-end templates, and we'll take you through how that works too. So, let's get right into it. So this is my WordPress website. I've got a couple of pages, and I'm just going to use this page which I used to set up an opt-in form. I just click Edit, and once it's loaded up we can see the back-end editor. But to make sure that you understand, I'm going to use the front-end editor to create an opt-in form, so we'll kind of see everything live as I do it. So I click here, and this page was made with one of the templates of Origin Builder. So I scroll down, and I want to insert a subscription form down here. I'll go ahead and add one column by clicking this button. But before that, I want to show you something that's cool. If you install the new update for version 1.07, and you go over here down to the settings area of Origin Builder, you're going to have some new stuff that comes up. And in this area you'll find things like the email applications that we've integrated into Origin Builder. So we have things like Constant Contact, iContact, Aweber, GoToWebinar, MailChimp, Campaign Monitor and some others. So for example, if I use something like Aweber, it's going to ask me to connect the service by putting in my Aweber code. So if I just click on this, I can go into my account, copy the code, and paste it here, then click Connect. So if I want to set up my MailChimp, it's the same thing, except I'm putting in an API key here. In order to do that, I'll go into my MailChimp account, and we'll connect it to our app. Okay, so I'm in. I'm just going to go down to my profile, and I'll find my API key down here. So I copy that. I go back to Origin Builder, paste it into the API key field, and click Connect. Okay, so we can see that we're now connected to Aweber and MailChimp. So let's go back to the front end of our site and reload the page. I'll scroll down to the bottom again, and we're going to add the column once more, and we're going to add the new element that we can see here called opt-in form. You simply click on it, and these options here appear. So you get a preview there of what it will look like, and you can set this form up just to collect emails. But you can also set it up to collect the name and the email. If you check this box, you can get the full name of your visitors. Let me show you what that looks like. Or you can click this and get the separate first and last names. So let's have a look at what that looks like. I'm going to use this one for our tutorial. And we can also add a title to our form. In this case, I'll just put in form for tutorial, but you can put anything you want in there. So the next thing you might want to change is the text that you see in the placeholders. Those are the labels that you see in the boxes here. And we can see that it says enter your first name, enter your last name, and enter your email address. But we can customize those by clicking here and editing the text. In this tutorial, I'll just leave them as they are, but I wanted to highlight that you can change them here. So the next thing to do is to choose our email service provider. Now if you remember, we hooked up both MailChimp and Aweber. So if you click here, you can choose between those two. And if you hooked up any other email service providers, you'd be able to see them in this drop-down list. So for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm just going to leave it on MailChimp. Next, I'm going to choose a list that I have in my email service provider account. These are lists that I've created for this tutorial, so I'm just going to select Origin here. So the next cool thing that you'll want to know about is the success action. So what this area is for is when somebody comes along to this form, and they fill in their first name, their last name and their email address, then click subscribe. We can choose the type of action that happens when the form is successfully submitted. And we have two options here. We can redirect to a new page, or we can show a thank you message. So when you want to redirect to a new page, you obviously need to put in a redirect page URL where the visitor will be sent to after submitting the form. Whereas if you just wanted to leave a thank you message to say thank you for subscribing, you'd select this option and then type a success message. You can see that there's a default message in there, but you can customize this however you want. So if I scroll down a bit, I can change the formatting of this message. We can set the font size to normal, large or small. The button for subscribe is here, and we can change the text that we want to appear within the button. So let's put subscribe now, for example. Now that's updated. We can set the form alignment. By default it's always on center, but we can push it to the left or to the right if we want. Now if I move this out the way momentarily, you can see it there on the left. Let's set it to the right and see what that looks like. But I'm going to just leave it on center. So you can also set the background color for the button. And once I've updated that, you can see that the color changes. Let's leave it at that. You can also change the background color when you hover over the button. Let's set it to this and just change the button background color again. Okay, so I'm happy with that. You can also set the button text color. I like the text to be white, so I'm just going to leave it on that. Then next we can set the border radius, and this refers to whether the corners are rounded or not. So by just dragging this slider, you can update the form and give the field some rounded corners. And you can do the same on your button. Just drag the slider here. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is the background color of the form. So if we go up here to the Design tab and scroll down a bit, we can find the background color option here. So let's choose a color to show you how this works. Something like this. You can also set a background image for the form. If you select this, then you can choose the background image that you want, but I'm sure that most of you who use Origin Builder are already familiar with this option. You can also customize the type of font you want to use in the form. I personally like Source Sans, for example. And when you're done with everything, just click on Save Changes. And don't forget to save your page as well. And the form is now added to this page. Looks pretty nice, right? So that brings us to the next feature, which are front-end templates. So if we scroll up a bit, we can see here in the top left-hand corner that there's a button that says Templates. When you click it, you'll be able to choose between a number of different templates. Before, this was only possible in the admin end, but now it's available on the front end, and you can set up your new template by just choosing one here. Pretty cool. To load one up, just click on it. Now this might take a moment just to load up. So if we scroll down a bit, we can see our new page that's been added at the bottom. So that's pretty much it. If you want any new features, or if you feel something is lacking in Origin Builder, just send us a message to our support desk, and our technical team will take care of it. Thank you for watching.